I would like to welcome everyone to the Real Home Recording Audio School. It is now open for business, and by business, I mean it's all free for the taking. What I've done is I've gone through all 280 some videos that are currently up, and more will be up by the time you read this, but I've gone through and curated all of them, put them in order of what I think somebody who is brand new to audio engineering could go and watch front to back and become quite well versed with audio engineering. From buying gear with the audio gear buying guide, which I'll show you guys briefly right here. All these. And more to come soon. To recording, the very basics of recording, mounting speakers, some studio time saving tips, talking about song arrangement, how to record, should you record track by track or with a band all at the same time, mistakes to avoid. Now this one this one seems ridiculous, the on and off power sequence, but I can tell you that you might save your equipment if you do it that way. And then recently I added this video to the lineup to fill in a major gap, and then the rest of these are pretty much self-explanatory. But again, this audio school is for anybody brand new to recording, mixing, and mastering. Recording and mixing audio. I have recording music and audio just so if people search for this, they'll find it. 201 is the more advanced videos. So once you get past recording, we have recording specifics. We have some more advanced stuff. Not too many videos, but hopefully one day I'll record some more. And then we have mixing. 101 and 201 are combined just because YouTube limits you on how many playlists you can have on the front page. But this is, again, from the very beginning to more advanced things. And I do reuse some videos just because they apply to more than just recording. Some of the recording videos are repeated. You can just skip over those if you've already seen them. But just tons and tons of content for you guys. They've always been on the channel, but like I said, just putting them in the correct order, in my opinion, just makes this much more accessible information. Maybe watch 1 or 2 videos a day, more if you want. But the key to the audio school is applying this stuff, because me talking into a microphone and you listening isn't going to help either of us. You really need to apply this stuff, try it out for yourself. I think one of the most important videos is actually, I know it's called Experiment. Let me see where it's at. Well, yeah, here it is. And basically what this video says is, it basically says, you don't need me. Pretend like this channel doesn't exist. Pretend like YouTube doesn't exist. Take the gear that you have and just experiment. That's really the best way to learn. But what this channel does try to do is help you guys avoid some of the mistakes that I ran into along the way, in my learning how to do this stuff. And I'm still learning. It's a never-ending quest. So why did that get switched down? Hold on. This should have been the next one, so I'll actually move it up right now while the video is rolling. By the way, I forgot I interviewed Mr. John Storick. This is a great interview. You guys should check it out if you haven't already. I had the privilege to interview him. He has designed some of the top studios in the world. And I'm actually embarrassed to say I didn't really know who the heck he was when I interviewed him. I briefly, researched what he did, but I didn't fully comprehend how much history you know, his thoughts and plans and handiwork have gone, you know, towards making music in and any audio really for a lot of different studios. You know, he's designed some of the most famous studios in the world. So anyway, sorry I got all tracked there. The mastering, where the mastering got shoved down again. What happened? What is up with YouTube right now? Look, it's not allowing me to put it up there. Look, it's, oh my, come on, really? Let's see if this works. Nope. It is not allowing me to move this for whatever reason. That's pretty awesome. All right, anyway, guys, hopefully that gets fixed at some point, but the final video. Now, again, as I note right here, while we do recommend that you get a mastering engineer if you can afford one, you know, if you got to do it yourself, then here's some basic tips. And really, mastering in a home studio is slightly a joke, but you can do it. And this is actually a video that I have in every playlist, the audio plugin you shouldn't record or mix without, which is IK Multimedia ARC System 2. I can't tell you guys enough how much this plugin makes a difference when mixing and recording, because you know that what's coming out of your speakers is accurate and is going to translate to more speaker systems. As long as you set it up properly, which I do have a video for that as well. So mastering, I'll just briefly show you this again. Mastering videos, I don't have too many up because that's, you know, I do more mixing and recording, but some really interesting videos on here. Sample rate conversion, where if you're still making CDs in 2015, I have used Nationwide Disc twice and I've been really, really happy with them. The ideal delivery format, and just a bunch of different tips, and this is a review, but it also contains how I mastered different songs, which is really interesting because it's one of the first times I had music that I didn't mix myself sent to me, and it was kind of interesting. Again, having that second set of ears is important. That's why I recommend it, but you know, a lot of times it's just not in the budget. So this should help you guys with mastering. And then the other video that I thought was huge is this one. Again, if you are making a CD that's going to be replicated, then exporting a DDP file is something that you really want to look into and make sure that your replication house supports DDP. But Reaper can do DDP, and DDP is definitely what you should do. Don't burn a CDR that has, you know, music, audio CD data on it, because they're just going to have to rip that. DDP essentially makes an image of your disk, and you can send that over the internet and get really good results. Pretty much as ideal as possible. And that's what real mastering houses use, DDP. And it's really cool that Reaper put it in. It's a little complicated to figure out, and that's why I made a tutorial, because I had to research this and look into how this was done for my own good. And I figured I'd pass that along to you guys, because it's not an easy thing to figure out, and people were trying to figure it out on the Kakos message boards. And, you know, so I pretty much put every page on there together. And yeah, so anyway, what do you guys think? You like the new audio school? Leave your comments below. Thanks. And over the next year, I will be trying to fill in the gaps. This has been Adam for RealHomeRecording.com.